Welcome. This is our first official Football Friday on the program. We don't even have the guy who played in the NFL.
No. And obviously, this is just another example, Eytan. I wish Amy Fadul was here, because this is just another example of Barrett not reading his emails.
Yes.
Because you sent an email this morning.
I did. And
right.
I have to leave a little early, as we have to go back to our favorite place, which is the hospital, over the last 5 to 5.5 weeks.
Where are you going to get lunch?
Absolutely.
You're going to eat?
Look, well, actually, we're basing our appointments around the menu. So I'm calling ahead of time and saying what's on the menu for lunch, and then we'll go in there.
What do they got today? Prime rib?
Yes, sir. Prime rib, a nice mash, right? If you like that, a little corn cob.
Yeah.
You know? So
beautiful.
Yes, I have to leave a little early here. I'll be here for that first chunk of the first hour. Or second hour.
Second hour, yeah.
Now, I don't know what the hell. We had no idea about Barrett being in and out.
No. Like, see, this is what I love. Like, he doesn't even know what his schedule is day to day. So how in the world are we supposed to know? You know what I'm saying?
Between work and home, he's given a schedule, right?
Right.
That's pretty much what you're saying here.
Right. He doesn't make his day. Other people make his day for him.
Yeah, I agree.
Now
that's a hell of a way to live life, by all means. On one end, it's like you never have to do anything. On the other end, it's like, well, you're never able to do anything.
Right.
Right. I mean, it's kind of like give and take. This is the age-old question. Would you rather this or that? Now, we do have, I guess he's at camp. That's the only reason why. I mean, he's actually working. It's not like he's at home just chilling.
No. It's not, he's obviously watching some football, I would assume. But I saw a tweet today from Pro Football Talk that said,
what did it say?
You are? Well, somebody else retweeted it into my timeline, but it was a tweet that got my attention because it said Carson Wentz is not practicing due to a foot injury.
Uh-oh. Is right.
I mean, the only bigger tweet that would really get my attention would be Aaron Rodgers got hurt at practice.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, because that would hurt our bet.
That's exactly that. Our money is much more important than our narrative here. So anything that's gone wrong with the Packers, first, like we'd stop talking about the Eagles could trade for Deshaun Watson, and if Aaron Rodgers breaks a fingernail, we're going to take a minute.
Exactly right.
We're going to take a second here. As far as your point here with what's happened on our end and Carson Wentz, I mean, all eyes right here on Wentz because of that draft pick. But at the same time, there was such a battle back and forth here in this city, Harry, as you remember, just trying to determine if, in fact, the guy is injury prone or if he plays through injury, right? So we've seen him miss time as a whole with injury, not just 1 year, right? Multiple years.
Mm-hmm.
So this shouldn't come as like a major surprise if Carson Wentz misses 4 or 5 games this year.
No, I would not be shocked.
But it would be definitely an impact negatively on the Colts making the playoffs, and as a result, the Philadelphia Eagles getting that pick, that conditional pick.
Right, because you got, 70 and 75% of the snaps situation.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. And they don't have a 1-1A at the quarterback position. It's not like Frank Reich is seeing what he's got at the backup spot here. This would be a legit injury. This would be something to grow your concerns about whether or not the Colts could win this division, which is not a guarantee anyway. You have a boosted Nashville team. They signed Dupree right on one end. They get Jones on the other end.
Mm-hmm.
They got Dupree, didn't they?
Bud Dupree, yeah.
So,
Tennessee.
I mean, look, both guys, you're getting in a situation where there's injury involved, and I understand that. But, man, you have to understand that so much is tagged right now to Carson Wentz and that trade going through where the Eagles get that pick. If you don't get that pick as a result of it, a 25 to 30% chance that it doesn't hit, I think it makes the trade look much worse.
Right. You're 70% and they make the playoffs. You get the pick first round.
Right.
Or 75% of the snaps, no playoffs. You get the pick as a first rounder.
Much different if the guy's missing 5 to 6 weeks with a foot injury.
No doubt.
And again, just because they're the second best team by a long shot in that division does not mean that they're guaranteed a playoff spot. If they don't, right? I mean, that wild card is not, even though they have added a third, Harry, it doesn't guarantee that.
No, because you look in there, like, as far as teams they're competing against for a wild card, let's say. I mean, let's just say Tennessee wins the division. And the Colts would then be in a battle with the Cleveland Browns, the Pittsburgh Steelers, or the Ravens, whoever doesn't win that division for a wild card. And then you also have to look at the AFC West. The Chargers, we think, are going to be pretty good this year and a possible wild card type team. And then you look at the East, like Buffalo, let's say, is the class. Well, how good's New England or Miami? They're probably in the mix for a wild card.
And you, my friend, are caught in the middle.
The Middle starts now on the SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Home loans that fit your life. Rocket can.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
Welcome in a Friday. You made it. We made it. We all made it. Even Barrett's made it. He's just at practice. And you never know. To Andale B, another Pusha T line may pop up in the first hour here. I don't have much time to work with, so I'm going to try and bang out as many clips, references as I possibly can. But we welcome now. What a night yesterday. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll take you through my personal day here where I get crushed on that first game, right? That first doubleheader of the doubleheader. I get absolutely hammered. It started on the show. I thought I'd be a little cute and build a little tower around the around the Phillies, and just absolutely embarrassed, right? Because the Nats were dealing with COVID. The Nats sent their closer away before the first game. I'm thinking, this is an easy win for the Phillies. Clearly not the case, Harry. So what do I do like an idiot? I double down on 3 bigger bets for the Phillies in game 2. Specifically, I went under. Well, that didn't last, I think, for more than an inning, that total. I took the Phillies -1, and I took the Phillies on the money line, right? So money line hits barely, but that was a smaller bet. The big one, the one that made it okay with everything throughout the day, was Phillies -1 because I was getting plus money. So let me just thank baseball for allowing these extra 3 runs because you don't need to, right? Like, you could easily end the game with 1 run crossing the plate and that's it. But thankfully, baseball allows those 3 runs. And then I fell asleep waiting for the Sixers to do absolutely nothing. So that's my day and night.
Very disappointing on the Sixers end because there was no movement, no trades, nobody healed. Ben Simmons is still on the team. But let me remind you of something that you have to have learned now as of yesterday. There are no easy wins for the Philadelphia Phillies. Okay.
No, I don't know.
Nothing is easy.
Wins.
Nothing is easy.
No.
And how about Scherzer pitching yesterday, knowing that, his team is trying to work out a trade for him? First of all, what if he got hurt yesterday in that game? You know what I mean? Like, they're working with the Padres, they're working with the Dodgers, and he was pitching. Amazing.
Little theory I'll have of that coming up right now. The JAKIB Media YouTube page, back in 3 on SportsMap Radio. I wonder if they just needed to, do you think the deal was in place, or do you think there was some hesitation and him going out there may have put the deal over the top and secured 1 extra piece back?
Maybe somebody wanted to see him pitch, that day, and it was very risky. I mean, as far as from the Nationals end, because you're thinking, all right, we're trying to play these 2 teams off against, because I thought he was going to the Padres. Right. It was basically announced that he was going to go to the Padres, and then all of a sudden it's the Dodgers. Like, yesterday was a weird day because of that, and also Woj got scooped by Shams.
Knicks trade, was it, with the
trade with Kuzma? He had Kuzma going to Sacramento for Buddy Hield,
not for Russell Westbrook.
Right, and then Shams comes in and said, "Oh, whoa, son, no, he's going to Washington, and Westbrook is coming back."
Yeah, I mean, where to begin yesterday, clearly, right? I mean, and look, this buries everything, which normally on a slow day, we would be leading with not 1, but 2 individuals who failed their conditioning test as members of the Philadelphia Eagles, Harry. Like Jalen Reagor, I understand it's an excuse as far as what's happening in your personal life, but you still have to show up to work, or you have to take time off for work, right? I think that's the same. Like Jalen Reagor is a human being. He loses a close personal friend. You need some time off, and the team should be accommodating of that, especially as we become more in tune with mental health with athletes, right? Like allow him to have some time off, or maybe mandate that he has some time off. Don't have him, and nor should Reagor, be put in a situation where he's stepping in out of shape. And Dallas Goedert, what the hell are you thinking? You're coming in on a money year.
Right.
Hey, you showing up fat? Oh, no, that was it. Like we had that. We had no movement with Ben Simmons. We had the trade, which I don't know what that deal is. I don't know why. If LeBron James just feels like he needs an upgraded J.R. Smith, like a rich man's J.R. Smith, I don't know what the hell's going on there. But I'll leave you with this thought, Harry. If you can get a futures bet of Bradley Beal leading the league this coming season in scoring, I would jump on it now. I would jump on it now. Yeah, I don't think he's going to get dealt, and I think this is going to be him dropping 35 a night, and he's going to win the scoring title. Yeah,
that's a pretty good one. You know, a lot more shots for him now that Westbrook is out of there.
Did you like that trade on the surface where forget Washington in the sense of we know Washington's going absolutely nowhere. I don't think they deal Beal, but did you like the trade for LA?
No, I don't actually.
Seems
I know LeBron is getting older. He's Westbrook, scores in transition and, but I just don't see it as a mesh.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, me neither. I mean, you've got three guys in him, AD, and LeBron who are top players, but
This is the middle.
It's hard to see that connection.
Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, Barrett is on what? Practice duty for who? NBC? Or is he?
I'm not sure. We were not informed. I mean, I just don't understand how he doesn't inform his co-hosts of where he's going to be on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I don't get it. On the same day in which we get an announcement that Netflix is dropping a Michael Schumacher documentary, you would think that he would be low-key faded, ready to rock and roll for that one, right?
You think so? Is he dialed in for that?
Absolutely. That's his bag, man.
Anything that has to do with cars and racing.
You know it.
Yeah.
You know it. I don't even know where to begin, honestly. Like, we have the Eagles, and look, I don't think it's the end of the world that two guys fail a conditioning test. That's the news that came out. But still, I mean, we're just going to be hovering over. There are two big things, I think, with the Eagles, right, Harry? And maybe there's more, so let me know. But I think the biggest thing right now with the Eagles is Deshaun Watson. We keep hearing Derek Gunn, I saw yesterday, put a tweet out acknowledging and commending the job in which Jalen Hurts did, just saying, look, I'm not paying attention to it. I acknowledge it, but I'm not paying attention to it, handling it in that manner. But still in Gunn's tweet referenced how real and tangible the reports are for the Eagles connecting with Watson. So I think first and foremost, look, it's not like the guy's on an exempt list. It's not like the guy has been punished by the league. And even in wait and see mode, we see guys get punished from the league, at least on exempt lists. So there's none of that, which conspiracy theory would have you, Harry, believing that that's just the NFL trying to get him out of Houston. But point being is that that's the first thing. The other thing is I think we kind of just wait and see and get reports from like Jimmy Kemsky or John McMullen or Barrett Brooks or BLG about, hey, Nick Sirianni ran this 21 speed package today, or the defense is lining up in a 3-4, just so we get an idea of what identity they have, because we have no idea. Those are kind of like the only two things for me happening with the Eagles right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Zach Ertz, I guess you could add too.
Well, yeah, Zach Ertz too, and as it relates to the Eagles, now the Carson Wentz situation where he's not at practice today because of an injured foot. So, but yeah, the Deshaun Watson stuff just will not go away. It won't go away.
Well, people, and look, I'm assuming this is the team. Derek Gunn doesn't need you to like a tweet of his.
No.
You know, Howard Eskin doesn't need you to like him. Forget a tweet of his.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
No, Brandon Lee Gouton has the most successful blog on SB Nation across the board, and it's not even close, they'll tell you, with the metrics, which is the Bleeding Green, right? So nobody here needs clicks. Not even that EPS guy, UPS
Yeah,
guy.
he needs clicks.
Well, I don't even know. He's built in with a radio station. So, I mean, that's branded. And
he doesn't want any Deshaun Watson discussion. He wants it all to go away and for everybody to just, rally around Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, good luck when he's got, and I dare I say this word, colleagues coming out pushing that, well, this is real. Like, where are they getting it from? Again, Howard Eskin, Brandon Lee Gouton, whoever, Jimmy Kempski, whoever it may be, take your pick. Dave Zangaro, Mike Kay, whoever the hell it may be, right? McMullen, Jeff Kerr, who's I was watching again this morning on Birds 365. Whoever it is covering this team, nobody needs to make something up by simply saying there's interest, right? Like, you want to make something up, say there's a deal that's imminent. Say that pending what's coming down from the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles have a deal in place with Watson. Like, okay, now you've got pandering for clicks. Now you've got the whole world blowing it up. But if you just say there's continued interest, or somebody comes out, Harry, and says, yeah, there's interest, that's the team telling them that, not the individual making it up.
No, and one way to maybe put a damper on it would be Jalen Hurts looks spectacular in practice, preseason games, and week number 1 against the Atlanta Falcons.
Is there a threshold for you where you would look at Jalen Hurts? And what's the trade deadline? Week 8? Did they change that with the?
I'm not sure. Let me look that up.
I don't know if they changed it this year. I apologize, with the extra game that they added.
No,
4 p.m. November 2nd.
November 2nd, yeah.
Right?
Okay. So let me see how many games that is. That's got to be like around eight games or so, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could just go, the opening day is the 12th, 13th.
Right.
Right. So a month to probably 6 to 7 weeks, something like that, right?
I'm going to pull up the Eagles schedule right here.
Here's the thing, where you would have that much time. Deshaun Watson's going to look good no matter where he plays. He's a top 5 skilled quarterback in the NFL.
It's before week 9's game.
After week 8.
Yeah, after week 8.
So you have after week 8. All right. Let's just assume all things are equal for Deshaun Watson. Nothing's changing with him. If he's out there on the field, look, they may be 0-8, but he's still going to look fine. The point is, now I'll give you 6 weeks and the preseason on top of that. Is there a threshold that you could reach where you say to yourself, I'm good. I don't need to turn around and trade for this guy in Deshaun Watson? I know, and I'm asking you specifically, not just in general, for the fan or taking the pulse of anything. I know you personally want Watson here, so I wonder if he balls out and Hurts is the case.
You know what he'd have to look like for me? Russell Wilson 2.0. Okay.
Now, would you afford him that benefit of the doubt, or would you, after 5 weeks of Russell Wilson 2.0, say, it's only 5 weeks.
No.
I need more time.
Now you're sounding like Adam Shine.
Yes.
Okay.
I need more time. It's only 5 weeks.
Right. No, but I mean, like, the trade deadline is an interesting time where it's like 8 games. Let's just say Deshaun Watson ends up on some, suspended list or whatever for a certain amount of games to start the season. Let's say because Houston's not going to want to play him.
No.
Right?
No.
They don't want him to get hurt. They want to move him. He wants out. They want to move him. I think they've moved on. I really do. I mean, he's only at practice so he doesn't get fined.
Correct. He's moved on too, right?
Yeah, right.
Who wants out of their respective situation more? Deshaun Watson or Ben Simmons? Did you see that picture with Simmons at the pool last night?
No, I missed that. Was he in LA at the pool?
Yeah, this guy couldn't be bothered. He could not.
I thought he'd be working on his jump shot.
No. That's a no. They don't.
Wow. Now, was he with anybody at the pool?
I think so, right?
Was it his own pool in his backyard?
Yeah, at the new mansion.
He's not at a public pool. Or was it a pool in Vegas? Was he in Las Vegas at one of those party pools?
Might have been at a party pool.
Yeah. Ben Simmons. Where'd you see this?
It's his Instagram picture. Do I need to pull this thing up here?
Yes, because I don't follow him on Instagram.
Are you following
I
me
don't think I follow any athletes on Instagram.
Are you following me on the gram? All right, so now I have to do Instagram pool pick just to get this damn thing up here.
Well, I'll pull up my Instagram and I'll just search Ben Simmons. I'm sure it's right there.
Well, no, because now I have to find the right one.
Here, Ben Simmons. Yeah, I do know. Oh, yeah, I see it. It's the first thing that comes up. Boy, that's a sweet pool. Yeah, that's at his house.
Yeah, that's at the mansion.
Wow.
So you think this guy gives a crap on who he gets traded for? He just wants out.
Right.
Like, do you think he would honestly care where he goes at this point? I feel like Simmons would be okay with the trade to Minnesota just because he's not here.
Well, I don't know about Minnesota or Oklahoma City. Those are two destinations I don't think that he would really appreciate.
You think that would just be like a total kick in the rear?
Yeah.
Like Daryl Morey.
I'm just thinking maybe from this personally. Like I feel kind of bad for Robinson Earl, the nice player from Villanova that got drafted last night by Oklahoma City.
Not Scotty Earl, right?
No, that's
Robinson Earl, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, not to completely overshoot what happened last night here, but I don't know if you like the point guard that they took out of Tennessee.
I don't know much about him.
I don't
Jaden
either.
Springer. He's a combo guard.
And he's a one and done kid as well.
Right,
so,
right. Played 25 games at Tennessee. I think he averaged 12, 13 points a game. He didn't shoot a lot of threes. I think he only shot like 1 or 2 a game.
Right.
So he's a guy that can score. He can get to the rim apparently, and he plays some defense. But I can't say that I've watched him play.
No, not much. And look, I think the combo guard element, the ability to handle the basketball, the ability to get some shots up and not be a problem or liability. And he's neither on defense, I think holds. Look, there were a couple of other guys on the board that I think the Sixers could have made a legit play for. Not to say that I had a problem with who they drafted in the second round by any means. I think that kid Bassey from Western Kentucky.
I like him.
Yeah, he's a body, man.
Yeah.
Like he's a physical body that you can move with.
He was a first round pick, but then I think he broke a bone in his leg or something.
Yep.
And the medical was what pushed him to the second round. And that other guy, Petrosev, he was the West Coast Conference Player of the Year when he was a sophomore at Gonzaga.
So what happened? He got hurt?
Then he went back to Europe and he played in that Adriatic League, which I think is a pretty good league over there. And he had success there. So that's kind of an interesting pick. I don't know. Maybe he stays in Europe. Who knows with any of these, second round picks from other countries, whether they come over right away. But I thought that was kind of interesting.
There was a kid where I think if you looked at what happened in the second round, there was a kid on the board who I really would have liked here.
The guard from Illinois?
West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Miles McBride, the kid who the Knicks got from OKC.
Okay. Or Butler, maybe from Baylor, was on the board. He went a few picks later.
The kid from Illinois, you mentioned, IU, right?
Yes.
AO?
Yes.
AO, not AO from N1. No, so that's it. I mean, again, I don't know why. Was he hurt? Why did he slip so much? He was projected as a top 20 top. So was the kid that the Knicks got there in Miles McBride. But I think there was some injury concern following that. So I understand where, people would be a little concerned about that. But I thought he was a better version of who the Sixers drafted in the first round, Springer. Now, there might be injury concern, and maybe the Sixers don't want to go down that road again. I understand that. But I mean, you had a couple of kids there, to your point, the kid from Illinois as well, that the Bulls got that fell for whatever reason. But that's what I'm saying, where in this case, I don't think it was a terrible pick the Sixers made. It was just interesting to see the direction that they went on the board. No problem, though. No big issue by any means.
Yeah, Io was projected like right around where the Sixers were picking.
Yeah.
And in some of these mock drafts at 27, 28, Brooklyn, Philadelphia.
All right,
actually, NBADraft.net actually picked Jaden Springer for the Sixers in their mock. So they got it right.
Interesting.
Yeah. I like the kid who went second overall. That kid, I can't wait to watch play. Green, Jalen Green.
Yeah, he's got some talent, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, like we all knew Cade Cunningham was going to go. That's the worst kept secret that I think we've had for a long time here.
Right.
But the Rockets, now here's the thing about the Rockets, real quick, we'll break. But and I just know this from DFS stuff. The Rockets were already running at a ridiculous pace. Like they were a bad team, but they scored a lot. They were great in fantasy because you knew that they were going to have a ton of possessions. And even if they got blown out, they could score a $110, $120 easily.
Good over team.
Yes, great over team as well. That's a fantastic point, Harry. So this kid walks into a stream that's already flowing pretty fast, which is good in the NBA. All right, let's take a quick one here. We're back in 3 on the JAKIB Media YouTube page and Sports Map Radio.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
as long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
Ah, the savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
This is The Middle on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, so Barrett still, what's the deal here? Practice is over or what?
Listen, I sent him a text. I said, Eytan is leaving the show at 12:25, and he gets back to me, affirmative. Like, yeah, I know that's the case. I'm telling you that, right?
Yeah.
So what about you at 12:25? Where are you going to be?
Will you be here?
Crickets.
Like, yes, I think that's a very simple question we need an answer to.
Oh my God.
You may not get that answer today.
No.
You realize that, right?
I tell you who is going to join me and maybe Barrett at 12:30 is Michael Bradley.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh,
Yes.
there you go. Now you got
El Hombre.
Or, yeah.
Right.
He'll take the whole half hour from you.
Well, I figured there's a lot to talk about with with the stuff with despite outside of the Eagles. I mean, the college football stuff that he's all on top of, how it's going to affect college basketball. I wanted to talk to him about the NBA draft and also the Eagles.
I agree. I think look, you've got that ESPN story, right, about the cease and desist. That'll probably take 15 minutes if you wanted to bring that up alone. He would just tail in. I mean, my goodness. That would be enough. Now, are you going to be watching anything other? Because there's no Phillies for you. I understand that. You're not going to be watching the Phillies, right?
No.
Weekend, you won't watch any Phillies.
I will not watch a minute of that.
We still have Olympic golf, and I'm still holding on to a couple of matchups here. Answer over Lowry. Bezuidenhout over Leishman.
Right.
And Connors over Cam Smith. So
Leishman looks terrible.
And that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
And look, Bezuidenhout was minus 105 in that matchup to start.
Yeah, I have him in a top, I think a top 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if this is going to last or not, but I am 37th in one of these big DK tournaments right now. The lineup that I have now, granted, we're all helped by the fact that there is no cut for this.
Correct.
But, I had one here that was pretty damn. So this is the lineup that I have that's 37th in this pretty big tournament here.
So what was the buy-in?
Buy-in was, let's see here, because now I have to go back. The buy-in was $1.
Oh.
And I bought, and it's 20 entry max. 20K. So it's, yeah, so it's a $1 entry and 20 entries max. So you spend $20 to hopefully make a lot, right?
Yeah, and you're putting in 20 different combinations, correct?
Correct. I'm putting in 20 different combinations exactly. Now, the payout here is a K, 1K for first overall. You're making your money back if you finish less than 6,420, like in that range of like 3,000 to 6,000. So a lot of people in this tournament here, all right? And I'm 37th right now, riding a decent payout. But look, there are 2 days left, so I'm in that $30 range. A K for number one overall. But that's
now, who did you center this around? Obviously, you've got one or two players in all of these combinations, I'm sure, right? That you're just like banking on.
Yes, the two guys that I have the most exposure to. That's the term that.
Oh, is that the term?
Yes, yes. The most exposure to Johnny Vegas.
Okay.
Who, unfortunately for me, is owned by 35% of the field, which, to be fair, 65% of the field does not own Vegas, but Vegas was one that I hedged a lot to. And the other guy, actually two guys that I have a lot of exposure to outside of Vegas in this order, Vegas, Straka, and Guido. Because you have to be different.
I like Guido.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm playing Hovland, but so is a quarter.
Yeah, everybody's going to play him.
Now Schauffele is only 18% owned.
Yeah. Now, remember, you were asking me about the Americans the other day, and I was like thinking out loud, talking myself out of JT, and I said Schauffele's the guy.
Yep, you did.
So he shot 8 under yesterday. Yeah.
This is the crew. This is the crew that I have right now. 37th, Harry. It's Xander, Hovland, Guido, and Xander's first. Hovland is tied for 15th. Guido is tied for 11th. With Vegas tied for 11th.
Mito Pereira. He's from Chile. He's playing really well right now.
Insane right now.
Yeah,
I have him, and he's tied for third. I have him, and then I have Straka, who's also tied for third. So
Pereira played well last week at the 3M too.
That's why I had somebody tell me that it was that it might have been you. I forget who it was. We've had golf people on, but somebody connected the 3M to the Olympics, saying that he's stroking the ball well, like he played well. I think he was putting really well too, right?
Yeah.
So I jumped on him. That was it.
Nice.
All right, you want to hear a quick one real quick before we break?
Yes.
So this early this morning, I have like a very small window, right, where my wife can sleep with the baby and I'm up anyway, right? So they're asleep. It's just so happens that it's like the earliest of tee times that's available at my club, right? So we have this big 18 and then we have this other 9, which I can walk. You can't walk the main ones in the morning. You have to take a car to a caddy, and I'm not good at it or whatever. So I walk, and I need to walk anyway. I need to lose weight, so I'm walking. And it's, again, I have like this hour and a half time frame where I can get out there and walk. So I was struggling mightily, as I told Harry today, with my mid irons. I was doing bad stuff with them and taking up way too much earth with the ball. The only other person on the course at the time in which I'm walking happens to be the head greenskeeper, who's an amazing individual. As you've played there, does a fantastic
job. Yeah,
so
and I'm sure he loves seeing you take up these big divots.
Well, he didn't see me, right?
I didn't see it.
We had this 10-minute conversation. He's telling me how everything is going, and I'm just pouring on how beautiful the place is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He's like, go back to your ball, go back to your ball. He drives away in his tractor, and I hear him stop and look back. And he sees me with this 5-iron take a chunk out that's the size of my kid's head,
like an excavator.
Oh my God! And then I look back, and he just turns around and drives away.
He hates you.
Yeah, and
he absolutely hates you. Well, since you're walking, I guarantee you can't carry any divot mix with you, like the stuff that's in the in the tubes in the cart. So
no, I don't carry that.
Did you replace the divot?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Look, because I've been victim of that on the other end. And look, I mean, it's part of the whole thing, right? You give in what you get back. So, yes, I replace all divots.
Okay.
Yes, I replace all divots. But, man, it was like there were only 3 clubs that I just could not hit today. And it happened to be that I should have just hit a 7, even though it was like 240 out, just to avoid that embarrassment, because that guy probably went right back to the headmaster caddy. And was like, we got a problem.
We got an issue.
Yes. All right, we're live here. We're not going anywhere. The JAKIB Media YouTube page. Back in 3. Oh, look who pops in. Look at this.
Here I am.
Hold on 1 sec.
We're up against the break, Barrett.
I know.
No, you don't. Come on.
It's that time. Well, you're supposed to go on the break at 24.
Oh. We were a little late. We went at 20.
Yeah.
That was the difference. 25. Where are you right now?
I'm at camp.
Yes, we understand that. Where?
I'm on the field. Look, hold on.
Now, where are you going to be at 12:25 today?
Well, I'm gonna run back to the studio just so I can be on with you. You know what I'm saying? Eytan, I know you got to get out of there, so I'm gonna make sure I get back to the studio so I can do the show. Yeah.
How far is that? That's a while.
20 minutes.
No, 20 minutes. That's it. 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's commitment right there. You didn't.
Come on, man.
You didn't have
my guy, man.
Harry,
no,
for Harry.
We got to get the latest on this Jalen Reagor situation.
What? Wait, hold on. I'm here, and I didn't hear about a Jalen Reagor situation. What happened?
He failed a conditioning test.
Wow. Who'd you hear that from?
It's all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's the end of the world, but it's definitely the only thing that popped yesterday, and that's unfortunate because there was no other news from that team.
Well, that happens sometimes. That happens sometimes, man. I've flunked a conditioning test or two. How's it going, guys?
We don't need you to run more than a yard and a half at a time.
Good. Well, at least I was the fastest, probably one of the fastest people in the world in 10 yards. You know what I'm saying? 10 yards, I can pick them up and put them down. Now you get 10 and a half, you're pushing it. 10 and 3/4, I'm falling down. Right. It's over.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So you too now. Thank you. Yeah. How we doing, bro? Yeah, so man. Now, so
how bad is Brandon Brooks? Is he day to day? Is that what they're saying?
Just day to day. And then where he looked today, well, let me start by saying this. Today was a vet maintenance day. What's up, boss? Today was a vet maintenance day.
Okay.
So if you had 10 years or more, you didn't have to practice.
The second day of practice, and they over there have a maintenance day?
Well, third day.
Is that built into the CBA or is that a Sirianni thing?
Sirianni thing.
All right, no,
Sirianni thing.
Here's the thing, though, right? Like, I don't hate it. I understand where Barrett or where Harry's coming from, which is like, are you freaking kidding me? Second, third day, now you're taking off.
What is this, the NBA?
Well, here's why I don't hate it, though, because you still need – we talked about all this hype and attack the film and all this crap for the young guys. Yeah. You still need those old guys on your side, man.
Right.
Those 10+, how many 10+ vets are there on this team? Whoever there are, you need on their side, man.
Well, you know what? It's a young team, so there's not a lot. What's up, boss? How's it going? It's a young team, so there's not a lot of veteran players. But you need those veteran guys to keep the gel going. You know, they're the gel that you mix up.
Behind you practicing something?
No, that was that's they have the speakers as you walk down the way. Look.
It does, bro, and it completes it. The phone's open.
So I'm walking down the gauntlet.
Yeah. Looking. He fires.
Enough. Barrett's in the house. What's happening, man?
So at this point, man, like I said, anybody with 10 years or more didn't have to practice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a vet day. You need that. Veteran players need that. They know what to do as far as getting themselves ready to play for the season.
Right.
But younger guys, they need the work. And, from what I saw today, they're doing a great job of explaining stuff to these kids. I mean, they're a lot more assignment correct.
Mm-hmm.
And also they're a lot more technique conscious on how they're approaching things, especially the cornerback position.
So like when a guy, runs a play and doesn't do it the right way, they're immediately out there like correcting them and showing them the right technique. It's not like we'll correct this inside. Like I think Chip Kelly used to do that. Right?
You too now. Thank you. You're right. I mean, that's what it is. There's no waiting. They're on the field telling them right there in their face. Hey, you got to make sure you ride them a little longer before you step off and catch this route going across. I mean, they're just so technique conscious and assignment conscious that they get them right then and there. Right then and there.
Detail oriented, it sounds like.
Gannon was right there.
I like that.
In all of DB's faces. Gannon was right there. You love it, Nick was right there also. He's coaching running backs up. He's making sure that these guys are going to the game knowing what they're supposed to know, and knowing it's half the battle. You know what I mean?
Right.
Who's the member of the media, either former player, writer, or somebody we've had on the show, that is always talking to other people and never actually watching what's happening down there? Like distraction. Like, hey, man, the other day about taking Xander Shaw 20. What the hell is he thinking?
Of course, D Gun was down there today. He was all in my ear. I'm trying to break down stuff. He's all in my ear.
Right.
Paul, Jolly.
Sure.
Oh man. He's definitely that guy, right?
Right.
How did Andre Dillard look today?
I tried not to look at him.
Don't you have to?
Yeah.
Of all positions.
I'm telling you, at this point, Mailata's just playing a lot better than he is right now.
Mm.
He's getting a nod, but he almost shouldn't. So I like it, man. I like what Jordan is doing. I like the physicalness he's using. So
what about Zach McPherson, the young cornerback? You see any of him?
Looking pretty good also. He's running with the twos. Okay. So, he's looking good. Kayvon Wallace is looking very good.
Safety, right? I mean, who I was interested in that I saw is running with the ones now. And again, the ones aren't even ones for this position. It's like the one. But Davion Taylor, right?
Oh, yeah, the linebacker from Colorado.
Yes, he's playing so fast. In fact, their defense looks so fast, man. You know what I mean? They're so small and they're so fast. I was surprised at how fast they were and explosive. So that's going in the right direction.
You think
they're smaller?
Is that happening?
We'll just say it again.
Like, do you think that he's going to get he disappeared? I don't even think we saw him. Do you think he's going to get time, or is he just running early with the one?
He's running early just because they're expecting a lot from him. So with that expectation, he's got to go out there and ball.
Is there any?
But hey, guys, let me jump across so I can get back so I can get in the studio. All right.
All right, buddy. We'll see you.
All right, guys. I'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Barrett Brooks checking in from the NovaCare complex. It's a very noisy parking lot.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out who that was in the background. Get him on the show. Start barking at him. No, there's nothing. There was nothing but the excitement of that Barrett got to see football today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was nothing to take away, right? Andre Dillard. I don't even know what to make of Andre Dillard if he's not looking crisp in practice, that's like the baseline, right? That's the floor of Andre Dillard expectations. If he can't even meet that, then what the hell are we even talking about? Like, how is he still on this team? Let's be honest.
He's a first-round pick. That's
but
why.
you could move him right now at this point, and maybe that boosts Zach Ertz's value. Maybe that mitigates the damage of what you get back. I don't know. You're not going to run with him. You can't count on him either.
Maybe he'll be in a package for Deshaun Watson. Who knows?
Oh, maybe.
Who knows?
You think Houston's that dumb?
I'm just amazed that the veterans get a day off on day 3 of practice.
Well, how many guys do they have are 10-plus year veterans? I thought they got rid of all those guys.
Well, they typically do. Yeah, you're right.
They're not great at doing
not
that.
a lot of guys.
Staying young, staying healthy. I mean, my goodness. That's pretty much what we see all the time. Except staying healthy is never really met. But that's
I'm looking here. Ryan Kerrigan, Jason Kelsey are 2 guys.
Okay. Kerrigan hasn't even been here. This is his first year.
Oh, I know.
So maybe that's sucking up to Kerrigan.
Brandon Graham, of course, been there 12 years.
That's amazing that he's been
Isn't it?
this long.
Joe Flacco, 14 years in the league.
That's a joke, Flacco getting the day off.
Fletcher Cox, 10. He just hit the number 10, so he got today off.
Look,
Brandon Brooks.
Okay. I mean, these are some big names, so it makes sense that he would want to hook these guys up early on, right? Just reminder that he's got your back.
Mm-hmm.
You're a veteran. This is not about the youth movement, all about the youth movement. We recognize you guys. You know, it's a badge of honor that you've been here a decade. You deserve this day off. Yeah, maybe that goes a long way. Look, that's much different than, man, we're going to come out here and attack the film.
I know.
Right? That's a lot. So maybe he is just trying to talk to people in different ways, and this is a really good language to speak with. You know this, Harry. Nobody that's in the league 5 years, let alone 10, wants to practice, wants to be in the preseason, wants to be out there. So,
yeah, those were all the guys that have at least 10 years. That's it.
Okay.
Went through the whole roster.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I know what you're saying.
I like what they're doing. You know, when he's saying they see a mistake, they immediately go coach it up.
Yep.
You know, because Chip Kelly, I think his staff, what they would do is they'd let it go and then they'd correct it in film study, like after practice or the next day or whatever. I kind of like this way.
Yeah, I don't think anybody came out, and even if they were trying to sugarcoat it, I don't remember any player saying, like, this is innovative. I love this.
Mm-hmm.
We just keep going. We keep going. And I never know what I did wrong until 2 days later. I mean, can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Program director sitting you down or somebody in charge of.
Because everything with him was about speed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Let's just
And
keep
you do
moving.
it later.
Keep moving.
Right. Which again is like the accuracy of a fully automatic, you know, like an Uzi.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Where you
scatter shot. Yeah. There's no.
And you just hope that one hits at that point. Oh, yeah, we'll go back. Don't worry about it.
Kind of like some people off the tee.
Yeah.
You know?
I've been there. Trust me. I've been there, man. I got to show you this video, too.
I wish I had video of that greenskeeper, though, on the tractor driving away from you and just looking back in disgust.
I'm telling you, it was bad. It was bad. The chunk size, too. Because I was later in the round where I thought, foolishly, of course, I was later in the round where I thought to myself, all right, I fixed it, right? I fixed the problem because you yourself, oh, there's got to be 10 different things. This is even before I texted you. So I thought, oh, no, don't worry. I fixed the problem. Take that 5-iron out like I'm going to hit this shot, sitting about 210 out. I just need to get it a little low, have it run. And there is a massive crater that comes out. And it flew too. Like I thought the ball was flying because the crater flew. Ball moved like 30 yards, if that. And he didn't even shake his head or anything like that. He just turned around and went.
How did that guy get in here?
Yeah, exactly.
Can somebody refresh my memory?
Well, he asked me. He did ask me who I was again, and I
reminded
him. Yes, my name, and then of course the last name of my wife and her family. So I don't know. Maybe she's going to get a letter.
She's going to get a letter.
Somebody, yeah. Look, they can't blame me for not replacing the divot.
No.
Right up. I dropped the club. I went right up. I was having an up and down day at that point, so I wasn't upset. There was no throwing anything, no tantrums, anything like that. You know, It was just the moment and how close to the proximity it was of him having this conversation and me just praising the amazing job that he's done on these beautiful fairways. And I go immediately and destroy it. Absolutely destroy it. I can't be the only one across.
As long as you're fixing the ball marks on the greens, though, that's probably what he worries more about.
You're right.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I do that too. All right.
Good.
I've been taught well by people who care about the game. So
you rake the bunkers, the whole nine.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, yeah, that's.
We got a lot of people in my place that don't rake bunkers. That
How
drives
is that
me insane.
Why don't you just say something?
Well, who am I going to say? I don't know who's doing it.
Explain it.
I don't know who's doing it.
Oh, it's a.
You'd have to have the drone. Like our superintendent has a drone.
Yeah.
And he would have to have that thing sort of flying all over the course while people are out there playing to catch them.
I tell you, that's not a bad thing to invest in right there.
I know.
Oh, I think it's an amazing, like, we all hate losing our own privacy and everything along those lines. But think about how fast traffic would move if you had cameras up every quarter of a mile and you got in trouble if you were in that left lane and you had more than 3 cars behind you that you were backed up.
Right. You're driving slow in the fast lane.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, again, you're sacrificing so many personal liberties and privacy on there. And I would do the same on the golf course. What the hell am I going to hide on the golf course? I'm not doing it. I'm not huffing nitrous in between holes. What the hell? That's all. But I love the idea of it. Now, as we break here, something to think about when it comes to this Ben Simmons thing, because I think people are thinking this is going to happen right away. It's not. And we also have from yesterday, there was something else big from yesterday that you didn't touch on. Not the tornado that touched down about 1.5 miles from my house.
No, that you had a tornado yesterday?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Wow.
Did you see this? The tornado damage that was done, Ben Salem, up that area?
No, I did not.
It rolled through Warminster, Abington, that area as well. Oh man, this was rough.
Were you talking about some of the other baseball trades? Because the Yankees made a bunch of moves yesterday.
Yeah, Yankees make a big move there.
Red Sox.
Right.
The Nationals were in a fire sale mode.
And the Phillies still split.
Phillies did nothing.
You couldn't. I'm okay with them not buying. I'd rather them sell.
Yeah, me too.
All right, we'll take a quick one here. We're back on everything across the board. It's the middle, live on the JAKIB Media YouTube page from the Fritz and Bean Cooley Law Studios. If you know someone who suffered a personal injury, contact Brian Fritz directly. The middle is sponsored by Pure Bull Beef Jerky. Go to steersnacks.com. We're back in 3 on Sports Map Radio.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
as long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
This is The Middle on the SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
So Barrett should be back by at least the time I leave, if not before that, right?
Oh, yeah, I think it's easy. That's an easy shot over the bridge to his place.
Nothing's happening here traffic-wise or anything?
No, no.
Okay.
Should be good.
Should be good to go.
Yeah.
I would think. Not bad. Now,
has the Westbrook trade to the Lakers changed any odds that you know of yet? Or do you think it's a little too early?
no, I don't think it's too early at all. I think that's something that combined with the draft, not that the draft always moves, but it moves win totals.
Mm-hmm.
I think now is a good time to look at any futures we have here. Now, NBA Finals 2022, Lakers are at plus 400. Here's the thing. I think, and you could speak to this as always better than me here, but just because there's value doesn't mean that you bet it or you have to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you don't like the Lakers to win the championship next year, then 400 isn't anything to you.
No,
it's not value. It's not, I mean, and I don't like them to win the championship.
I don't either.
Boy, Brooklyn's at plus 230. Just think about this here. What do you think the circumstance would have to be in order for Brooklyn to be like plus 500 at the All-Star break? And we look back and say, man, we should have waited until the All-Star. Like, they'd have to be the third or fourth seed, right? And I would
in
think.
The East, yeah. Or have an injury, to one of the big three that is still, maybe lingering out there where it gives you pause to think, what's he going to give you in the playoffs?
Correct.
That
would be the big thing here. I don't know, man. I don't know where else would you look at it? Bucks plus 800, Golden State is 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Phoenix or Utah, to be honest with you.
Well, Golden State gets Thompson back.
Yep.
This time, right?
Look, I mean, honestly, if you wanted to look at a team that has a lot of value that is going to be in the playoffs with a shot, at least, I would go Golden State. We're at 1,000. The Clippers at plus 16, and Denver at plus 2,000.
Yeah, Denver getting Jamal Murray back,
and the kid they got in the draft. You see that?
No, what did they do? What did they do?
So Denver got, hold on, let me pull him up real quick as we have like 40 seconds anyway. So it's not going to be the end of the world if I don't. But Denver got this kid. Oh, Bones. They got Bones.
Oh, yeah, from VCU.
Yeah. I knew there was
Bones Highland.
Bones Highland comes in. I mean, look, Bones would have stepped in and helped this team this year without Jamal Murray.
Right. Yeah, he can score.
I like it. I like that pick a lot.
I saw
pick too. Oof.
I saw a CBS Sports, somebody analyzed the draft and gave like the first 20 picks all like A's and A pluses.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's like Hubie Brown after every pick. Oh, it's a great pick.
Yep, unbelievable. Back in 3. Actually, we're not. We're off SportsMap now. We're off. We're out. No more sports map.
Really?
Okay? Well, yeah, right.
I thought it's going till 12:25. That's what that text said.
Hey, Sean.
Because there's what's up.
Hey, buddy. Are we still doing this first half hour and then breaking?
Be mentored by radio pros. Let me see. Into a crazy amount of debt with school tuition either. Radio Connection keeps their tuition. Let me see if
I'm reading Craig's text.
Okay, no, if Craig said that, then that's what we're doing.
I'm re-airing 3, 4, and 5.
Okay, so we're good.
Yes,
So segment 1 is the short open. Segment 2 is the long one.
Right.
And, on this segment 2, can you go to 26 just to make it easier for the timing of the re-air of 3 and 4?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
What trade did the Knicks make last night?
Draft pick, right?
Is that what it was? And wasn't for a player?
No, wait a second. They did. I'm sorry. I just tagged you in this tweet here. Second hole on the C9. Right?
Let me see.
No, I'm saying the draft pick.
Oh.
Well, yeah, you find the draft pick. I'll find the tweet. How about that? Is that better?
Yeah. Let's see. Knicks.
I think the Knicks got better, to be honest with you, overall. I think they traded out, which was
They traded out of the first round, right?
Right. But I don't think that there were guys that
And they took the kid from Houston, Grimes, in the second round. Or no, there's actually in the first round, 25th.
Oh, that's right. They did trade back in, didn't they? I thought they traded out and then they traded back in, because didn't they have a second pick that they traded out and then they traded back in the first round?
Yeah, I thought they were picking at 19th and then they traded out of that, I thought.
Me too.
Yeah, but they got Grimes from Houston. I like him. Yeah. After trading both their first round picks, number 19 and 21, they moved back to 25 and took Grimes.
And that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did you see the tweet that I tagged you on? Because I can't find it on my own account. Isn't that amazing here?
Why is that?
Maybe the video wasn't uploaded. I'm on Wi-Fi when I uploaded it on my phone.
I don't see anything either. It was a golf tweet?
Yeah, it's
I got nothing.
It tags you.
Dude. No, I got
Oh, okay. It hasn't loaded yet. It hasn't. It's all loading. It's all loading.
We all see it.
That's why.
Yeah. Well, I'm anxious to see this. This is you live? Oh, here it is. Haters will say it's edited.
I'll put it up there for the people.
Yeah, you should.
All right. This is the hole 2.
Okay.
On the C9 at Huntington Valley, which is a par 3. And
okay.
I don't know what it is, man. Par 3s the last couple of days have been very good to me. This was a soft 9 from 140 out. And I'm just walking. I'm walking up to the ball so people
About
don't
3 feet.
Yeah.
4 feet.
Yeah. And yes, the answer to your question is yes. Hold on. I'll bring it up here for everybody to see. But before you even ask, Harry, the answer.
Oh, you made the putt.
No, I thought you said. I thought you were going to ask, did I miss it?
No, you missed it.
I had to settle for a par.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah. But those are victories for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Here we go. They'll say it's edited, Harry. Haters will say it's edited.
Place is looking sweet.
Not bad, right?
Oh yeah. And it's how long is the hole? 140 something?
From the tee box, yes, 142 from the tee.
Nice.
So there's a slope, a hard slope left to right. So you have to hit it really like 10 yards left of the tee. And then it just comes down and rolls. Not bad.
10 yards left of the pin.
Pin, part of it.
Yeah.
Pin, yeah.
Nice.
All right, there you go. That's all
Nice.
That's all you need. Just I didn't show you the hacks.
No, that's all right.
That's like posting the winning bet of
The
like
winning bets, yes,
parlay,
yes.
and you don't see that I'm down 50 units.
Right.
Right.
Wow. The trading deadline in baseball's today, right? 4:00.
Yes. Well, that's the non-waiver, right?
I don't know that they do that anymore.
Oh yeah, you're right. I think they stopped.
I think they got rid of that. Schwarber goes to the Red Sox. I'm still in amazement that the Dodgers ended up with Scherzer. Everybody was saying it was the Padres.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, that's a
major coup because the Padres all of a sudden in that tight division with Scherzer, Musgrove, like right? Like they become.
Yeah, they got Darvish and they got Snell,
Musgrove,
and then they got Paddock. So they would have added Scherzer to that.
Am I thinking of a wrong guy here?
Who?
No, Musgrove, Joe Musgrove. You're out on him?
He's fine.
Yeah, all right. He won me some money last night, DFS.
The Dodgers were obviously Kershaw, Scherzer, and then
on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
who's the other guy?
Your
Walker Buehler.
Bueller. Yeah.
The O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios.
There's
Here's
Sean Mapes
Eytan
with the
Shander,
assist.
Barrett Brooks. And
Bueller.
Boy, you think Ron Culver would be able to come in like that on that fast of a dime? I mean, Sean Mapes, man. Unbelievable job here.
No, Ron wouldn't come in there because Ron wouldn't have been listening to the show.
Fair enough.
I heard you struggling, Harry, and
yes,
give you a little
I appreciate the assist. I was struggling remembering Walker Buehler as the other starter for the Dodgers.
That's not a two-handed pass from Legs McCurley back in 1950, right? Like that was a behind the right?
No, it's like a two-handed bounce pass from Bob Cousy.
No. That's not what you just got. You talk about an assist. That's a through the legs, Jay Williams white chocolate level assist that Mapes just hit you with, man.
I've often been compared to Jason Williams.
I'm sure you are. I've heard you referred to as white chocolate on air here before on Sports Map. So
right.
Maybe that's it. Right? Oh man.
Wow.
I tell you, if you ever want to just kill 10 or 15 minutes, just go down one of these rabbit holes. I'm sure you can find it of Jason Williams back with all these crazy passes. And look, he was a flash in the pan. He was better than I think made out to be, but nowhere near all-star level by any means. But some of the stuff he was able to do as far as just passing the basketball was pretty fun, pretty entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what you take it as, right? You take it as entertaining and that's it. It's not like you don't need, Chris Russo, nobody, where are the fundamentals? Yelling and screaming about fundamentals. Jeez.
Oh my God.
All right, now let's blow through this real quick. All right. What's the plan here for the weekend? I've been watching 2 straight days of Olympic golf and I have zero regrets. So I imagine that I'll continue to watch the Olympics as far as golf.
Well,
the Olympics. I'll just say golf is concerned.
Today they're going to have to play a lot of golf because they got stopped by weather. So it's
1.5 rounds basically today, right?
Essentially, yeah. And it's good that there's only 60 guys though. They'll easily get it in.
Now we'll have to figure out what the hell else because it's a Phillies less. Although they're in Pittsburgh.
They're in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
I don't think that's a win tonight. Brad Miller.
It better be.
3 on the network. I don't know. I think you can get ahead of it. Boy, I'm fading this guy, Ruud. Not Paul Rudd, but his name is Ruud. Casper Ruud. R-U-U-D.
Casper Ruud.
Yes, this is a match on clay in Australia.
Oh, my God.
Against Arthur Rinderknecht. Not wring your neck, but it looks like Rinder.
That's what your wife ought to do when she finds out you're betting on this stuff.
Arthur Rinderknecht. What the hell are you doing?
I'd love to hear Russo say
that. Reindeer Keck. But Sky Ruud has played a ridiculous. Now, I got the tip from Ben Rasa, who we're going to have on at some point here. He's like the PGF of the only other guy I found that knows and understands this stuff like this. Ruud has played singles, competitive singles, for the past like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's played 10 times in the last, I want to say, 13 days, maybe 14 days, if that's even humanly possible. This guy has to be gassed. Absolutely gassed. He's played in Sweden, he's played in Switzerland, and now he's played in Austria.
And all that travel, too.
Yes, exactly.
My God.
So he played on the 22nd, the 23rd, the 24th, the 25th. He traveled on the 26th from Switzerland to Austria, had an off day on the 27th, and has played the 28th and then the 29th, and now he's playing again. That does that.
What's
Also,
the number?
well, I got Ring Your Neck in here at plus 140. So
the guy's favored?
Yep, he's favored coming into this match. And look, the guy that I got the tip from has done me well when it comes to tennis and a lot of soccer. So he did the research, not me.
Wow.
But can you like this is the stuff where people just think, oh yeah, I'm going to start betting. It's like, you need time. That's really all you need. You know, like my buddy Ben didn't have any access to some website, some paywall or anything. He just looked at, oh, wow, this looks weird. This guy played a ton of tennis over the last 2 weeks, and he's favored.
You know who's good at tennis? Is that Gil Alexander.
Gil, like
at Wiesn. Parles used to work for him. Parles used to be his producer.
Okay, I thought you. Oh, Gil Alexander.
Gil Alexander. Yeah,
I thought you
he's
meant
a host.
Okay,
not Mike Gill.
No, not Mike Gill, nor Gildress Alexander.
Oh, right, the basketball player.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay,
Shea Gilgeous, right?
Yeah. Gilgeous, technically. All right, so Gil Alec, he's a tennis honk.
Yeah, he's a tennis honk.
Sharp, I guess.
Yeah,
tennis sharp.
Yeah, yeah. Mad Dog's a tennis honk.
Yeah,
Gil's a tennis sharp.
Right.
Yeah.
This is The Middle on the SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
So, final big chunk for me here. And then you guys are going to take over with El Hombre in the house.
El Hombre is going to join us.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to I'll be listening on the car ride, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, maybe I'll pop in if you know, service permits. That's all.
The Phillies are minus 135 tonight.
Don't you kind of like Pittsburgh, though? Right? I mean, you just
Vinny Velo on the mound. You cannot trust him at all. There's no way I'm putting money on Vinny Velo. I'm not fading him either. I'm just staying away from him.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
The only well, what about the first 5 here? I mean, the total is at 9. That's a big number.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm inclined to think that maybe you go under the first 5, and the implosion for Velo happens somewhere around that 5th, 6th inning. Or maybe in the 5th inning, but if there's no run at all that's scored, right, up until that, or if it's 1-0, and then all of a sudden Velo blows up in the 5th, I can get 4 runs and still be okay in there. Let me see what I can get here first 5. Do you have first 5?
It's 4.5.
Look, okay, I imagine that's juice to the over, right? Come on. There's no way.
Yes, minus 130 at William Hill for 4.5. First 5.
Okay, Fox doesn't have it.
How often does Vince Velasquez go beyond 5 innings?
Yeah, but here's how I would look at it. You're right. I don't have that in front of me, but I'm guessing it's not as often as he gets yanked. But it's more contrary to what the game flow is expected. So, okay, here's what we do. Where's the over? Where's the total itself juice towards? I have the total juice towards the over, right? Now, I have it at 9. So what do you have it at? You might have it at 9.5 and pretty much split.
Well, it's
I have it at 9, and it's still on DraftKings. It's juice to the over. Fox bet it's juice to the over, and it's sitting at 9 across.
Minus 115, minus 120.
Yep, and I have 118 at Fox.
Yeah.
So the books are telling you even if it's by a small margin, that this is expected to be a higher scoring game, right? So people would be inclined to think, all right, well, they're telling you, yeah, it's going to be a high scoring game. Where I think you could squeeze in and play a little contrarian to the field here would be the first 5, and going contrarian, if you will, going anti to where the juice is to the total. So that's something that I've been trying to do in baseball a little bit more, right? Is find a total, look at where it's juiced to, and then play the opposite of the first 5, because I know that it's contrary to game flow and I'm going to get a good number back.
Velasquez has gone 6 or more innings only 4 times in 20 starts thus far this year.
Okay, but how many runs has he given up through 5? That's the bigger number I think we need here. This is live
in those 4 starts.
No.
Oh.
In the 24, or I guess it would be 20 starts total, right?
Yeah, 20 starts.
So I just need his assumed ERA 1 through 5. Because if it's around 4, right? That's all I need.
In his last 3 starts, he gave up 8 earned runs against Boston in 2 1/3 innings. He gave up.
Where was that game, though? In Boston?
6 earned runs in 2 1/3 innings against Atlanta in his last start.
Okay, the last start in Atlanta was home, right?
That was against, yes, and the other one was at Boston.
At Boston. All right, well, look, at Boston, you know that it's going to be, and Boston's a good hitting team as on top of that.
Right.
Pittsburgh is not as good. Let's see here.
There was one other start where he gave up 6 earned runs in 3 innings pitched against the Reds on the road.
Wow, the under 5 is actually juiced here on DK. That's interesting. It's under 5 runs. Okay, here are the 2 that I would be interested in playing tonight, Harry, okay? The run line in the first 5, Phillies laying a half run at +105. And the under 5 at -115, total first 5 innings. Your thoughts?
Now, say that again. The under 5, what were the 2 plays?
These are first 5s.
Right.
First 5s. Phillies minus a half run at +105. Total first 5 innings, under 5, -115.
In the Phillies game.
Yes, Phillies Pirates. That keeps me watching for a little bit. You know, I'm going to play these bets. Why not? What do you have against these plays here? Do I
have nothing against them, but I'm not watching it.
Because of Vince Velasquez.
Yes.
It's in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it is in Pittsburgh.
All right, I'm in. I'll see you, man. I'm in. This is it.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm telling you, man, this baseball thing, I gotta, you know, as far as where we are tonight, there really isn't much. The only other thing that I would get in, and this is back with Laufey, and remember, he told us about this, and I went through and I did it with France, and I know it was Slovenia and Iran, I think. Where
basketball?
Japan. It was Japan. Man, Japan was coming out, knocking down 3 after 3 after 3. I was scouting for the Sixers watching that thing. But Olympic basketball, now I would not suggest you watch this, Harry. I'm not telling you to watch this. I would say maybe you watch the game cast, if that. But if you can get, like, I can get France right now. I mean, come on. France right now is laying, what, 27.5?
Against who? Iran?
Iran, yes. So the first quarter money line is -1100. Now, there's nothing really workable here. The only thing that's really workable here would be the first half laying 15.5 against. Now, I mean, France is arguably the best team and the most put together team in this entirety. They don't come out and lollygag like the Americans do.
No.
I'm going to lay the 15.5 for France.
Now you're going to watch the game too.
No. I'm going to forget it, and then I'm going to go back into the book and hopefully see that I won. I am setting it, Harry, and forgetting it.
Yep. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, Fournier's on that squad, isn't he?
Yep. No,
Evan Fournier, Rudy Gobert, Batum, right?
Really good team. Really, and they've been playing together for a while.
Ntilikina.
Man, I really wanted something else in the first. They're laying 27 overall.
No, just take the first half.
Yeah, that's it, right?
Yeah.
If anything, they do the damage and then just
and then they might let their foot off the gas in a little bit.
How about over 20.5 for Fournier?
Lock.
What about over 13.5 for Hamed Haddadi?
Does he play for Iran?
I'm gonna guess.
I never heard of him.
Mohammed Jamshidi, over 12.5. That's like Jay Crowder numbers. I'm trying to see, like, who is their main guy? Who is the guy that's predicted to even score 15 points? I don't know, man.
I couldn't name one player on their roster.
No. And again,
I'm actually surprised they have a team.
Yeah, it is impressive that they put this thing together. Mohammed Jamshidi's total for assists is 3.5. That's juiced heavy to the over, Harry. Samad Naka Barami is 3.5 for rebounds. Man, this guy Hadidi, I think, is legit. Yeah, Hadidi, his player props are 13.5 and 8.5.
Can you please go into a little Adam Shine and name some of those guys on that roster, please?
Mohammed Jamshidi. 12.5. It's a robbery. It's a robbery.
That is perfect.
Hamed Hadidi, best player internationally. 13.5, man. I don't know.
Oh, man.
All right, let's get out of this thing.
Oh, God, please. Let's get back to football, please.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, we're waiting for Barrett here. Now, he's not. When is Wentz expected back?
That's a good question. I was just looking that up.
Because I was trying to find out. He's not practicing today, as we know, with the foot injury. But JAKIB Eason, by the way, has been taking first team reps.
In his place, yes.
Correct. T.Y. Hilton, Jack Doyle, rest days, planned rest days, it looks. Could we see some Sam Ehlinger this year, you think? Eason, Ehlinger, and Jalen Morton are your three quarterbacks outside of Wentz. Here's the thing. And you know, I bring this up, Harry, real quick because of this. It's a lock. If Carson Wentz misses 5+ games, they ain't making the playoffs.
No.
JAKIB Eason or Sam Ehlinger.
Yeah, forget about it.
Forget it. Just it ain't happening. Not at all.
No. No, he's got to play. He's got to play 15 games at least.
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, the latest, sorry, Harry, the latest 3 minutes ago is Colts evaluating, quote, next move. Marcus Brady told reporters Wentz felt a, quote, twinge at his foot during a rollout in practice on Thursday.
Oh, God.
Colts practice again on Saturday. Brady doesn't know if Wentz will be taking part in the workout. Jim Aiello of the Indy Star said the team's medical staff evaluating, quote, what the next move is and how bad it is at the moment. Look, I'm not saying panic, but I'm saying if it was no problem, they would downplay it as such.
If that was here, if he was still here and it happened, can you imagine?
Well, he would have
hand wringing,
right?
Yeah, they practice on Saturday, but then they have off on Sunday. So it says the schedule might lead them to having Wentz take the whole weekend off.
Man. Every single thing, every move he makes, every breath he takes, it's going to be there.
I'm almost more interested in following his season than I am Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I agree.
Because to me, his well-being means more to me.
Right. Right. And here's the thing. You know for a fact that you're connected to Carson Wentz this year with the draft.
Yeah.
And then moving forward with whatever happens over there. I don't think, nor do I hope this is the case, but Jalen Hurts, Harry, could be out of here not only next year. Jalen Hurts could be out of here in a trade with Watson or something like that.
Could be, this season. Who knows? But you're right. But after this season, I'm not concerned with Wentz. Like, I'm not going to be one of these guys that's, watching him from afar beyond this season. Only because of how it relates to the Eagles do I care.
Who is the guy? Help me out here.
They're saying on the stream that Barrett made a stop at White Castle on his way home. Says
I don't think there is one though. Is there?
If he did, he's not going to be on the show by 12:25 because that's like 50 minutes away.
I tell you, there are very few things that are better than the fast food coma. right? Where it's like whatever you may be hungover, you may be lit up, you may be whatever it is, or just you're a sober individual who happens to really enjoy fast food, whatever the case may be. But that like overeat, and then can't move, feel horrible after.
You do.
But for that quick little moment of the fast food coma, it's a beautiful thing.
Barrett should invest in a franchise, I'm telling you, and put it in South Jersey. There needs to be a White Castle in South Jersey.
There has to be a reason why. Some other fast food places probably.
You think they're blocking them?
Yes, I would think so. All right, before we break here, there was one other thing I needed from. Oh, based on what you said, who is the one guy that comes to mind that you followed because you were such a fan of, not because they were still connected to your team? Like Jimmy Butler for me, I couldn't get enough of him in Miami. That's an easy one.
That's an easy one. Boy,
But
that's a good question.
Bring that up with El Hombre. I wonder what a spiteful individual like he is. I wonder if there was anybody that comes to mind.
Cole Hamels kind of with me.
Great one.
I liked Cole Hamels a lot.
And I think you were not alone by any means. All right, I'm going to step aside here. Where's Bradley?
I don't know. He's coming in at 12:30.
Well, all right. Well, I got to step aside, so you're going to be back at 29. Let's hope.
Well, they got to take it to 26 now.
It's 26 on the dot.
It is?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we'll see you. Sean Mapes, have a great weekend out there on Sports Map.
Thank you, Sean.
Don't go anywhere on the stream. And if you haven't left us a like or subscribe, then shame on you. You need to do both. Harry, Barrett, El Hombre, still here, back in 3.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
as long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
We are back on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel. Harry Mays, joined by El Hombre, voted the favorite guest of our stream audience. They are always asking for you, more appearances out of you. And I figured since Eytan was leaving today early on the show, and I didn't even realize that we're not going to have Barrett. We never even know where Barrett is, Michael. The great Michael Bradley. And he is a beautiful man, as he indicated to me on his text message today.
Well, it's because of your punctuation error. You asked me if I could come on, and you said beautiful man, and there should have been a comma after beautiful. So I was saying, yes, I am a beautiful man.
Yes, I said beautiful man. I didn't say beautiful man.
So you gotta be precise, Harry. You gotta be precise.
Well, it's funny you say that, because knowing you and how grammatically perfect you typically are, when I texted you today, I said, wait, hold on, because I was thinking about grammar.
Everybody does for some reason when they text me.
Isn't it unbelievable?
This is what you sent.
Yeah, I said, any chance you can join Barrett. And I put and I go, no, that's incorrect. And I went backwards and changed it to me because I was sending it to you.
Perfect. And that was good for you. And I'm glad to hear that you're trying to be better.
Right.
And I wouldn't have said anything, but I would have thought less of you.
You make me a better man. Isn't that Jack Nicholson's line in one of his movies?
I don't know. You made me a better man. I think that's in not Something's Got to Give. It's the other one. As Good as It Gets. I forget which one. I get them confused.
Well, so the king and I is not what it's supposed to be. It's not the king and me.
No. The movie is The King and I. You're talking.
Yes, so that's wrong. That's theoretically it's wrong, right?
Well, no, it depends how you're using it. If you're saying you're giving it to the king and I, that's wrong because you're giving it to the king and me. But if you're saying the king and I will be showing up today for lunch, that's correct. It's the reason I don't watch the TV show This Is Us, because it's grammatically incorrect. It should be This Is Me.
See, you are not getting this from any other guest.
No.
Right?
And I'm following down that wormhole too, man. I got so many questions now.
People are clicking off one after another.
Right. I mean, just get it back to the Eagles. No, but we got to ask you about this crazy situation in college athletics. I mean, this has got to be, driving you insane. Texas and Oklahoma leaving for the SEC. The rest of the teams in the Big 12 now apparently, ESPN has a cease and desist order. And tell us what your thoughts are on this.
Well, first of all, I saw a great thing on Twitter today, and I retweeted it, but I can't remember who did it. It said, here was Texas's request to the SEC, and it was a piece of paper. It said, do you like me? Yes. We had a little box you could check. No, with a little box. Maybe.
Like elementary school.
Middle school, right? Exactly. Do you like me? I was bummed because I always wanted Texas to join the Big Ten. I always thought that would be when the next round came about. That would be what would happen. But no one should be surprised that Texas and Oklahoma are trying to leave the Big 12 for a number of reasons. The rest of that conference is comprised, and we're going to find this out, of schools that nobody else wants. All right. No offense, Barrett, but the Manhattan, Kansas ADI isn't exactly going to move the meter.
Right.
Ames, Iowa, Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock, Texas is known for one thing and one thing only, and that's dust storms. So you're not going to say, welcome Texas Tech, let's go get more money. So that's the first thing. Secondly, if you look at the rights, the media rights fees that Texas and Oklahoma get every year in the Big 12 and contrast them with what they're going to get in the SEC or what the Big 10 is going to get in its next contract, you're talking between 15 and 20 million a year that they're not getting. So they want out of there. They say you can't leave. You're going to have to pay $75 or $80 million. The lawyers are going to sit down. They're going to come up with a settlement. They'll be gone probably by next fall. Probably by the fall of 2020 or, whatever the league year ends. So July 1st, 2022, expect them to be in the SEC. Now, the big question is, does the SEC stop at 16 or does it go to 20? Does it say, hey, Florida State, hey, Clemson, who else can they get? Do you guys want to join us? Now,
how about Notre Dame?
Well, Notre Dame's not going to do it unless it finds out that its rights fees that it's getting from NBC don't compare with what it could get. They don't want to, and Notre Dame doesn't want to be in with the SEC anyway, because it fashions itself this academic bastion.
Yes,
right.
yes.
And you know what SEC stands for, right? Skip every class. So there's no way they want to throw in with that. Poor Vanderbilt, right?
Right.
Vanderbilt's getting
They're just there to bring up the grades.
Yeah, Purdue.
Exactly.
Purdue also.
Yeah.
What are these engineering schools doing in here?
Yeah, right. So it's like, what is the matter with you, Vanderbilt? What if Vanderbilt was smart? It would call Duke, Northwestern, Stanford. Who else we got out there? That anyway,
Temple.
What's that?
Temple.
Temple. Yeah, band them together in the Academic Bastion Conference, ABC.
Right.
So that's the one thing. The question is now: does this mean SEC stops at 16? Big Ten tries to find 2 more to get to 16. I read in the Athletic, they said go to the Big 12 and just take them.
Kansas.
USC, UCLA, Cal, Stanford, Oregon, and 1 more, Washington, and then go 20 teams yourself. I don't know. We're headed towards one big conference, which is going to be horrific for college sports if it's all across the board, because the NCAA tournament will be ruined. Unless they say we'll let everybody else in. Because say your 2-15 game is Duke against Iowa, and Iowa wins as the 15 seed. Who cares? That's not a big upset. It's a big upset when Oral Roberts beats Ohio State, when Norfolk State beats somebody, right? That's what we want to see.
Right.
So this is going to
UMBC.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. When UMBC beats Virginia,
Right.
The whole country was going bananas.
Right.
So I'm hoping it doesn't get to that, but I just got to think the next 5 years is going to feature more and more consolidation. And the NCAA is done. The NC2A has no power,
none whatsoever. Yep.
Nothing.
Yeah, I got screwed because I got screwed out of a lot of money because of them. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know, I asked this question yesterday, and I posed the same question to you. Where does basketball figure into any of this? You know?
That's the question. Because football drives everything, because football brings in the money. And that's what everybody needs to know. And the NCAA doesn't control football. It controls 1AA or FCS, Division II, Division III. Sure it does, but that doesn't matter. The money is in the big contracts and the big TV. And ESPN, so basketball, I don't know. If the schools are smart, they won't ruin the tournament, because that brings $1 billion in. That allows the NC2A to stage all of the other championships. So Division III men's soccer championship, thank you, NCAA basketball tournament.
Right.
If that goes away, then there's a real problem. So basketball doesn't have any decisions to make. The decisions are going to be made by the ADs and the presidents of the football playing schools, the big ones.
Well, what do you think of this whole thing with the American Conference taking – the remainder of the Big 12, this whole thing that ESPN is apparently being accused of?
Well,
is that a possibility?
Way, I'm sure that ESPN is doing it. I'm sure that the ESPN had reached out to the AAC and said, look, you fit with a lot of these Big 12 schools, right? You've got a school in Tulsa, so Oklahoma State becomes a natural partner there.
Right.
You want SMU, bring in TCU, bring in Baylor, bring in Texas Tech.
Right.
It makes sense, okay? The Kansas schools – look, Kansas' football team is the biggest joke I've seen, but their basketball team has tremendous appeal. And so you say, all right, let's go to 20 schools or however many schools it's going to take us. That makes the AAC stronger. It ups its rights, and it could well get it a seat at the table when it comes to talk about the expanded college football playoff.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm West Virginia and Cincinnati. That would be a good situation there.
Now West Virginia wants into the ACC.
Oh, they do. Yeah, so they could go back to playing Pitt and Syracuse and
Boston College.
Right.
And by the way, that would be smart, I think, for the ACC to say to West Virginia, "Let's bring you in," and then maybe go to the AAC and say to Cincinnati, "You join us too." Because that makes sense. Now, Temple will be scrambling to try to make itself an Eastern attractive school. I don't know if it has enough, because Cincinnati upgraded that dump of a stadium that it has, Nippert Stadium.
Nippert, yeah.
They've got a very strong basketball profile right now, even though they had to fire their coach Brannon for browbeating players and paying guys off. They still have a better basketball profile right now. So that could happen.
Barrett, you and I might be just left here in the weeds, Temple and K-State, man.
And, and there it is, I mean, we're talking about a team that, hasn't been relevant in the past 5 years, but, 5 years before that, for like 10 years, they were a top 10 school. And now, it's just hard to recruit anybody to go to Manhattan. They put a university in the middle of a cornfield, you know what I mean? And I tell people all the time, man, it's so flat in Manhattan that your dog can run away 20 miles away and you still see it. You know what I mean? So that's how, it's just nothing there. So it's hard to recruit places, like you can recruit in Texas or you can recruit in Miami. Nobody, everybody wants to go to those schools. But Kansas, that's why the JUCO thing is such a big thing with the University of Kansas State, man. Yeah. Kansas State University.
Yeah, and you're right about that. That's if you're the Kansas State football coach and you go down to Texas, and I remember talking to Turner Gill when he was coaching in Kansas, and he said, look, you can't Texas A&M can't take them all. All right, there may be 8 or 9 Division I schools in Texas, but you only get 25 scholarships, and there's 200 or 300 Division I players a year. So that's why Oklahoma's always coming, and LSU comes across.
Ohio State goes down there a lot
and gets a player or two. And now, and that's what you got to give Ohio State credit for this. While Michigan was stupid enough to try to go into Georgia and Alabama and fight them for players, which will never work, Ohio State was saying Texas isn't very good right now, and Texas A&M is never going to be as good as it wants to be. Let's go down there and cherry pick one or two. UCLA, USC, they weren't very good. Let's go out to California, cherry pick one, cherry pick two. Grab a Pennsylvania player, reach down into Kentucky. That's how they built it.
Jersey.
They were smart, exactly. Michigan had Jersey for a while, but now Schiano's doing a better job there. But Turner Gill said, I love Texas players, but you can't get the 5 stars. Can't get the 4 stars, even to come up to Lawrence, which is somewhat more refined than Manhattan.
Now it's only because it's a half an hour away from Kansas City. That's what it was.
Oh, that's right. The proximities there. Now we had the NBA draft last night. Now I know you're not dialed heavily in on that, but your boy Robinson Earl from Villanova ended up getting picked early in the 2nd round. I think he's going to be a nice player at the NBA level. I don't know about Oklahoma City, but
that's what Villanova players are. Mike Jensen of the Inquirer did a thing yesterday, rating Villanova players in the NBA. And you never go wrong getting one of those guys, because what happens is they know how to play basketball and they understand the team concept. That's the one thing that Jay insists upon. This is not about, we're going to run a bunch of ISOs for you so you can get your 20 points. You're going to fit into our concept. So Earl's problem is he's not a real quick guy. So what happens to him in pick and roll situations where he has to switch? Can he do that? And will he develop a good enough shot so that when he falls out of the pick and roll and he's got a guard on him, he can put one up from the outside? But talented as heck, good bloodlines with his father, and you just say he knows how to play basketball. And he'll fit. You're right. He'll have a 10-year career, just like Josh Hart, just like Pascal, just like Michael Bridge,
Arcidiacono still.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just like all those guys.
Yeah. No question. Just fundamentally sound, know how to play the game. And you need guys like that. But the Sixers don't necessarily need a guy like that. They need somebody that's a slasher, consistently come in and play. A shooting point. And what do? We go out and get Jaden Springer. Not to say that he's not what, we're looking, but I wanted somebody that's at least averaging 18, 19 points a game.
Yeah, he was only 12 points.
He's a 3-and-D guy. Look, the Sixers need shooters. Even if you're going to keep Ben Simmons for half the year, you have to have someone that he can pass the ball to who can catch it and shoot it. They don't have enough of those guys. And the thing about Springer is, unlike Seth Curry, who can shoot, but it's like, I don't know if he could guard you, Harry. You got this guy who can come in and make some shots and play a little defense. Now, he's young. He's really young. So it's going to take him a couple of years till he can really become a productive player. But the Sixers are not constructed right now in an intelligent way.
Yeah.
If you've got a point guard who can't shoot, you need a bunch of shooters.
Well, you think Ben Simmons is out of here, don't you?
Yeah, it's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when he's gone.
I was hoping it was going to happen last night. It was a big disappointment.
Did you see
Russell
what
Westbrook getting dealt. That was it.
Right, man. I mean, come on, blockbuster.
Yeah.
I mean, I love LeBron as a GM. You know what I'm saying? I want LeBron to be our GM. You know what I mean?
He gets what he wants.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll tell you what. I'm not. If I'm a Lakers fan, I'm not delighted by this.
No, I'm not either.
Those three guys need to have the ball, and they don't play. They don't space.
Yeah.
They're going to be bumping into each other. And now the rest of the team is like who?
Yeah.
It's like the G League. I mean, you got rid of all of your reserves. It's that bald Italian guy and those three. And it's like, okay, what are you going to do?
The bald Italian guy, is that the guy from Texas A&M?
I don't know what his
name.
I
think he went to Texas.
He wears a headband. He's like,
he wears a headband.
Slick Watts, you know?
Yes. So it's basically 3-on-3 now, the NBA. You know, it's LeBron, AD, and Russell against KD, Harden, and Kawhi.
Right. And then you got Giannis.
Or not Kawhi, Kyrie.
And Drew Holiday in there also.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, there's the 3-on-3 tournament. And by the way, I don't know if you guys have been watching, but I love the Olympic 3-on-3 basketball.
No, nothing can make me watch that.
I never watched it. I can't see. So I can't make an accurate analysis of it. I don't know, man. I got to check it out though.
It's great because look. So I score a basket. Barrett takes a ball out of the hoop, throws it right out to a guy who's wide open, and he can shoot. It doesn't stop.
What next? Make it, take it.
I mean, it isn't make you take it. It's not. You got to check it out. You got to return it. You got to throw it out.
Maybe if it was shirts and skins, I might watch. Yeah, maybe. All right, well, we got to get to this because Carson Wentz got hurt already. He's been at like 2 practices, and he's already hurt his foot, missing practice today, and he's going to miss maybe another practice over the weekend. Are you concerned, Michael?
Well, I'm not a Colts fan, so I don't care. I mean,
but it affects the Eagles. Like if he doesn't play a certain amount of snaps,
he's not playing enough snaps for us to get a first.
You don't think so?
I'm just telling you right now. There's no way. There's no way. Here's what's going to happen. He's going to have the foot problem, so that's going to linger throughout the preseason. Then he's going to be okay on the first game. Play the first into the second game, he gets hurt, misses a game and a half. Then he gets COVID. Then he's going to miss a week for that. So I'm just telling you.
Because he's not vaccinated.
Because he's not vaccinated. So I'm just telling you. No way. He doesn't reach. No way.
Barrett, like, were they talking about this down at Eagles practice today?
No. You know, they were just watching. I mean, because it was legitimate, great work down at the NovaCare Center. It was great work, man. No pads.
No pads.
I mean, everybody looks like they're all stars right now, man. You know, no pads.
Had off today already, Michael. It's a third day of practice. And he gave the veterans off.
Yes, 10 years or more.
10 years. There's like 6 players.
You know, when I played for Waldron Academy back in the early 70s, late 60s and early 70s, we didn't get days off. Okay, we played every day. All right,
2 a days.
Exactly.
8 miles. We ran 8 miles.
Ran 8 miles. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh God!
Dallas Goedert failing the conditioning test because he turned the wrong way or something, and that hurt his time.
And Rager did too, I think, right?
Well, Rager's got a little more going on. Okay, he wasn't able to do any work leading into it because a childhood friend got killed. So that's that's going to mess you up. But Goddard was okay, but he just was in one drill, did the wrong technique and didn't get the right time, and so he failed it. That's got to make you feel good.
Well, that's a problem because, you got to come in shape. And now the coach is thinking, this guy's not ready. And, you only get a first time to, give a guy a first impression going into camp. And, that's neither here nor there because he looked damn good in practice today. Goddard caught a touchdown today. Yeah. So he looked good today, man. Looked like he's in shape. But, one thing in my evaluation and look at him, our defense is really, really small.
But fast. Fast guys.
That's what he definitely did that. You could definitely see that's a part of who he is as far as, drafting guys on defense because everybody looks small. Everybody, and, that's the way things are. Everybody's going to move 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end, the rest wide receivers. But when you do that, when you get these teams that are going to run the rock like the Ravens, teams like that, the Cleveland,
teams.
Still – It's gonna wear on you because they're just gonna wear you out. They're gonna wear you out. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. They look a lot more athletic than they've been. They used to look like they were, the clog Budweiser horses. Now they legitimately look like sprinter horses. Yeah. They look like legitimate, sprinters now out there. Quarter horses now. You know what I mean?
Speaking of horses, Harry, you been watching any dressage?
No, you know what? It was on the other day. And I walked into this restaurant and I saw it, and I'm like, "That's that dressage stuff, right?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, it's like horse dancing or something." That's bizarre. I thought they only do that at the Devon Horse Show.
That's an event. I mean, it's part of. You got to be able to do all three. You got to do the jumping. You got to do the dressage. Springsteen's daughter's in this.
Is that right?
Yeah, she made the Olympic team.
And why doesn't he want a rest stop named after him, Michael?
Oh, he doesn't want to.
No.
I looked at him the other day. I said, "How does Bon Jovi get one and Springsteen does?"
Well, he turned it down. Apparently, he has no interest.
Wow. Well, he's one of those humble guys, man.
Oh yeah, he's real humble.
Well, I mean, that's the only way I can say it.
I like it. I think they should have Philip Testa's rest stop down in Atlantic City, Chicken Man rest stop or something like that.
Who is part of the lyric in Atlantic City
last night? Yeah, they blew up his house too. Yep.
Now, do you like his version or do you like the band's version of that song?
Bruce always first, except for Because the Night. I'll take Patti Smith's version.
Patti, you really?
Yeah.
Oh wow! Even with her hairy armpits.
I don't look. I listen to it. I'm not looking at her.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can think about when I think about her now. Because Harry,
well, she just got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I brought Barrett up to speed on who she was. That I remember being in the listening booth record store at the Berkshire Mall, filtering through the albums, and one of her albums came up, and it was her on the cover with this big hairy pit, and I'm like, "This is disgusting."
I think it's Easter, is that?
It is. Sure. Yeah. See, I knew you would know that.
I'm telling you, you have no idea what's floating around.
Oh, there's so much information in that head. Oh,
nothing of any value. Punctuation and nonsense.
Now the album with Because the Night, I think, was Horses, wasn't it?
Yes.
Wow, this is great Patti Smith breakdown.
Yeah. I mean, I'm learning it all, man.
Paying any attention to this after I leave, I'll be astounded. And yet people tell you they want me on. I don't.
Yeah, they always say, when's El Hombre coming up? He's the greatest guest you have. Here's a question for you from Joey B. He says, is El Hombre a fan of the top 4 college football playoff or expanding it to 8?
I want 12. I want to
expand
12. Yeah, without a doubt. Give the 4 a bye. That first weekend, you got 4 games: Friday night, Saturday 12, Saturday 4, Saturday 8. Then the next week you get the quarterfinals, same thing. Now I want 12 teams.
Wow. Okay. 12 teams.
That makes a huge difference, man. And it gives other teams a shot. At this point, you're not going to get a shot if you don't play for Clemson, Alabama,
Ohio
State.
Oklahoma,
or Georgia, or Oklahoma. Those are 5 schools.
Yeah.
So, Barrett, let me ask you the question, because this is what everybody says when they talk about the 12-team playoff. Because let's assume that one of the teams that plays in the first weekend makes it to the final. They'll have played 4 playoff games on top of a 5th game, which is your conference tournament, we'll assume, on top of a 12-game season. That's 17 games.
It's a lot.
Is that too many? For college kids,
it's a lot.
For college kids, it might be a lot, but and I think the college kids will like it better because when you look at it, you don't have a game after November, and they get a whole month in which they're doing nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that month can have more games in it. They'll be able to. I can remember my rookie year. I'm going out and I was used to playing 11 games, because Kansas State, we weren't winning anything, going anywhere. So I had 11 games. That's how many games I played. 11 games, 10.
You playing a Copper Bowl or something? Or?
Yeah, we playing the Copper Bowl, Aloha Bowl. Yeah, we started off like that, but
well, at least you got to Hawaii.
Right. That was my last college game.
Yeah.
But I mean, all that time in between, then it's ridiculous, man. That's too long to not have a game. Way too long. So I mean, yeah, you could put more games in there, allow more people to get into this whole thing because I mean it's definitely bad when you're just like because I was at Kansas State, Notre Dame played in the Cotton Bowl simply because they were the bigger name. We won more games than they did. They were bad at that time, but they're the bigger draw, so they got in. We didn't.
And that's
what happens.
Travel people.
That's the thing people don't realize about bowl games. Bowl games do not exist to put the best 2 teams together. They exist to boost the tourism, restaurants, and hotels in a specific city.
Exactly.
So And that's why BYU is not a good bowl team, because even though the Latter-day Saint crowd will travel, they go and
they don't spend money.
They stay with other Latter-day Saint fans.
Yeah, they don't spend money. They don't drink.
Yeah, they don't drink. They go to the restaurant. They it's like, okay, what do we get? Like a Coke,
right?
And we'll have what a salad,
right?
And we're gonna take it home to Mo Mormon's house or whatever, and they're gonna say, let's do that. So the other thing is about the expanded playoff is it brings more interest to college football.
Yeah. Now
all of a sudden, people were going to care about the AAC because the AAC champion likely will get into or the Mountain West will get into the tournament. Mm-hmm. If you lose a game or two in the regular season, you're not excluded necessarily from the playoff. You can get a 10th or 11th or 12th seed. So it's going to late games, because in November, okay, tune in for Iowa, Wisconsin, and nobody cares because neither of them can play in the league championship game. Well, now maybe one of them can sneak into the 12th spot in the tournament.
Right.
See, it just gives you more variety of games, number one. But, just that dead time during December, it gives you more to watch, man. You can have a game on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Yep.
More to bet on.
And by the way, coaches aren't going to like it, because what do coaches like the most, Barrett?
What's that?
What do college football coaches like more than anything else?
Oh, they like the coach, man. They like the
practice.
Practice.
Yeah.
The practice all the time.
Bowl leading up to the bowl, they love it because
that's the reason they like getting in a bowl, because they get 15 more practices.
Yeah. What they do in 2-a-days too?
Yep. And because you didn't have to go to school.
Right.
School is out. There's nobody at the university.
Right.
So they can practice as long as they want to.
Auburn all the time, but but you can't, but that's in September at Auburn. But
now, we had a guest on yesterday that thinks that Kansas may end up in the Big Ten because they're part of this association,
of American universities.
Yes.
Big Ten only wants teams from that in. Nebraska was in it, and they left because I think what happened was the 3 of the 4 books in the library got stolen. So now they're no longer part of that. But Kansas is.
Right.
The problem is Kansas's football program is in such disarray. You bring in Les Miles and you think at least we can get some credibility. Then it turns out God knows what he was doing at LSU. He's out.
Right.
The athletic director's in trouble. So it's like you're going to – everybody would love it. Put them in my division. Put them in Michigan's division. At least
it's an easy win. Yeah.
Right. But their basketball program is huge. So that's a possibility. Pitt is an AAU school. Now, Penn State would lose its mind if Pitt came into the Big Ten, but that would be another Big Ten school that could grab some of the Pennsylvania talent. So, but it was, I forget who Roy Kramer, I think it was, who was one of the more recent commissioners of the SEC, said, after the meeting, it's always a unanimous vote. So in the meeting, people may be yelling at each other. The vote may be 11-4 or whatever like that. But when the release gets put out, by unanimous vote, and it's like you're going to shut your mouth if you weren't happy. That's leadership.
This is great stuff.
Leadership.
All right, Michael, we appreciate you jumping on, man. It's always great.
Always
to
my
talk
pleasure,
to you.
man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Mike. And
Give
appreciate
people what they want.
Are you still watching the Phillies?
Oh yeah, I'm addicted. I get tickets next Saturday, and I'm going to see him play the Dodgers. I went on Monday, Harry. I can't stop. I'm telling you, I can't stop.
You just like to just watch misery, right?
Wow.
My brother said to me yesterday he watched all 15 innings of the doubleheader. And he said it was the perfect microcosm of the Phillies season, right? Bad pitching, bad fielding, comebacks, some excitement, dumb plays, and they went 1-1, so they finished 500 for the day. That was the season in one afternoon.
Yeah. Well, they were 50-50 after 100 games. They'll be 81-81 by the end of this thing.
I tell you, it's the dumbest team I've ever seen play baseball. And if you want fun, listen to Mike Schmidt on Sunday home games when some guy with 2 strikes swings at a pitch at his feet, and he's like, "You got to have a good approach with 2 strikes." The good thing he does is he makes Kruk and Tom McCarthy act like grown-ups rather than cartoon characters, which they normally do when they're together. Right. They have to talk baseball or else Schmidt will hit them or something.
I loved it. I heard somebody played a clip for me of Kruk the other night saying, I'm not a people person. I thought that was great.
Wow, that was great.
Yeah, he is absolutely not a people person.
No. Oh man. All right, Michael. Great stuff. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. You playing any golf this weekend?
I played Wednesday, and I was so bad. I'm making myself go to the range 3 days in a row because I need the work.
Okay, very good. Don't hit off the mats though.
No, I don't. I hate to. I mean, I only sometimes I have to, but I try to hit off the grass.
Yeah. All right, man. We appreciate it. Enjoy.
Take it easy, bro.
All right, there he is, the great El Hombre. You got to follow him on Twitter too.
Oh,
he's
he's
a great follow. Now, Barrett, we're going to take a short time out, and then we're going to come back to overtime and spend some 7, 8, 9 minutes on the Eagles because you were down there today. You've been there twice this week. Actually, you've been at practice more than I think the veterans of 10 years or more than for the Eagles. So we'll take a short time out and be right back with that right here on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
As long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
And we're back. Mays and Brooks here on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel, The Middle, and I'm reading an Adam Schefter tweet here before we get to your Eagles thoughts. Colts QB Carson Wentz is out indefinitely as he undergoes further testing on a foot injury that he suffered at the end of Thursday's practice. Indefinitely, Barrett, that does not sound good.
Doesn't sound good at all.
Oh, man.
And I think we just got to be satisfied that, it'll be a 2.
You're already writing it off.
Right,
oh, man. Oh, because I'm seeing on the stream, they're saying Liz Frank is everybody's, guessing. And maybe it is that. And if it is that, then he is going to be out for quite a bit. That's a bad injury.
That's a bad injury, but it's almost as like, I'm glad he's gone now. because we'd be going through that right now.
Well, can you imagine if that was happening here? We'd be going crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And we're just moseying on along, minding our own business, getting better as a team. Practice looks crisp today.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell guys are starting to get it. They're buying into it. Coaches are coaching their asses off, man. They're in everybody's ear. You know what I mean? It's really a great vibe down there. It is that usually it was like last year, it was like doom and gloom. It's a great vibe being in the NovaCare Center at this point.
Is that right? Now, would you compare this to Doug's first year or maybe Chip's first year? Like any kind of first year of a new regime, there has to be a new energy there.
Real new energy. And, but it's a positive energy. When Chip came, Chip was an a-hole. So he never had the, really the positive energy.
Did we know that then, though? We know that in hindsight.
The players knew that.
They did?
I'm talking about from the player's point of view. I'm talking strictly not fans. I'm not talking about the organization themselves. I'm talking about how the players are approaching this. When he say they're attacking it with some enthusiasm. They're trying to get better. They're asking questions. They're trying to gain as much knowledge about what they're asked to do as they can. And it's definitely a turn for the better as far as the organization. Right now, this regime has really turned things around on the psyche of players and how they're approaching everything.
All right, well, that sounds great. Now, who were some of the guys that jumped out at you today? And I know you've been there 2 of the 3 days. So
Jordan Mailata, number one. He's playing great. He's moving around well. He's playing physical. Even without pads, he's playing physical. He's snatching guys. Guys know they're being blocked when he blocks them. He's using that size and strength now, and you could tell he's a tackle. He understands he's a football player now. He's not just an athlete out there learning to be a football player. He has now officially become a football player, and he's conducting himself like that. Even though they haven't handed him a starting job yet, he's going to win that job hands down. Another guy that looks really, really good out there is Kayvon Wallace. This kid is playing at a high level. He's going to be integral as far as their big nickel defense. Big nickel is 3 safeties in the game, and take out a linebacker. They run that a lot against teams that love to run 11 personnel. You got to have another athlete out there for coverage. Just in case somebody lands up in the slot, you got 2 slot receivers. You need somebody to cover them, or running back or tight end out in the backfield or on the line. He can do that. He's shown that ability to do that. The coaches that are coaching the defensive backs, I'm telling you what, man, these guys, I understand why they didn't go out and spend the big money. These guys are getting coached and they're fundamentally sound. They look a lot better. These guys are looking like totally different people. Michael Jacquet looks like a totally different guy. Epps looks like a totally different safety.
Yeah.
They look totally different out there. The way they're, attacking. Gannon plays the defense that attacks. They're always trying to rip the ball out. They're trying to create turnovers. You know what I mean? And you could tell he's coaching them in that manner.
Right.
Hey, you got to run inside out, inside out, inside out. Force the play, force the ball. Get it, rip it out, rip it out, rip it out. You hear that all day long. And that's what you want. He's teaching that mentality right now.
Now, I like that. That all sounds good, but I'm reading your buddy Derek Gunn's tweet here, at Real D Gunn. This was within the last hour. I know it's still early in training camp with a new coaching staff, but after watching practice today, this team has a long way to go to get ready. Wow.
I don't know, man. I don't know about that. That's not what I saw.
No?
That's definitely not what I saw, no. And I was standing next to him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't believe he saw that,
Isn't it? That's amazing, though. The 2 guys standing right next to one another, both covering, that covered the team, saw things totally the opposite.
I think it was more so, because it was a lot of young guys out there.
Yeah.
He wanted to see more impact and big plays and stuff like that. But they were having it's something to have in a practice where you don't have big plays. It was a practice where everybody was executing what they had to execute. It didn't look like the offense was getting over the defense, and didn't look like the defense was getting over our offense. They took turns being great, and that happens.
When do they put the pads on, though? Like what?
Probably tomorrow night.
Tomorrow
night. They got a 5. I think it's at 5:30. And I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go to that practice also.
Okay.
And it's gonna be hype tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I think they are gonna have pads because they have off on Sunday.
Okay.
So I think they are going to go pads tomorrow. First time in pads. The energy is going to be electric. I know that for a fact. It's going to be electric.
Which also might be why he gave the 10+ year guys the day off today. If they're going pads tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would make some sense.
Make a lot of sense, wouldn't it?
All right. Jalen Hurts. You look better today. Does he, Devontae Smith? I mean, these are the guys people want to know about.
Yes, he looked good also. He threw a touchdown to him today during team periods. They do a lot of ones on ones, in their when they're going against each other, scrimmaging against each other.
Mm-hmm.
They go
So was it like Slay against Devontae Smith?
Yes.
Yeah.
And both guys made plays. One guy had a touchdown. One guy had a pull. He didn't go against Slay today because Slay had the day off.
Okay.
But he was going against who they have out there, McPherson.
Okay, the rookie. Yeah.
Yeah. So he scored on him. But, the way they're passing things off, the DBs are passing things off. They're understanding on, what the offense is trying to do to them, how they're being coached, looking at things inside out, making sure that they, they're making sure they're over the top when they're supposed to be over the top, or undercutting things when they're supposed to undercut things. The linebackers are looking super fast and super quick. They look like that because there's no pads on.
Right,
but they're flying around. I want to see how this, goes and how it goes with when you got, Brandon Brooks, hitting up on a linebacker, little Singleton or Davion Taylor. That's where, physics, takes over. When you got, 330 against somebody that's 215 pounds, 220 pounds, physics just aren't, in your cards that you're going to be successful.
Did Gainwell get any reps, like catching passes out of the backfield?
He did. Yes, he did. He lined out in the slot a lot also.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so he's out in the slot. The little back they had last year, number 46, what was his name? He was from the Florida school. What is his name? Let me look at the roster. He was out there in the slot a lot. In fact, I was looking like, why does this receiver have this number? I was, that's not a receiver. It's actually a running back. What's his name? Let me check right now.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he went to Florida school.
Was it the Florida Atlantic?
Yes. It was not Florida Atlantic, but no.
I don't know. I'm going through the roster.
Adrian Killians Jr.
Oh.
Killians. Yeah, he's number 46. He was lining out there receiver a lot. He went to Central Florida.
Oh, okay. Okay.
With Central Florida. That's a fast guy, running like a 4.2 40. That's him. He played a lot out in the slot also. So, they're doing a lot of things in which they're trying to highlight their talent. They're trying to get speed out there, and I mean, it's only going to help them. It's only going to help them. The faster they are, the better they're going to do. And this team is built on being fast. Howie said he wanted fast players.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely did that.
What do you think ends up happening to Dillard? I know you're sold on Mailata getting that position.
He's going to be the swing tackle guy.
Swing tackle, or they could trade him?
They wouldn't trade him because they look like they were fools if they trade him.
Mm-hmm.
They're already trying to save face right now to put him in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
So you can't. I mean, if a guy's not ready, he's just not ready.
Right.
And I don't know if Dillard will ever be ready. I mean, he can go out tomorrow and play like an All-Pro. I'll eat crow. You know what I'm saying? I hope that's the case.
Yeah.
I want nothing but success from the guy. But I just don't see how you can take Jordan and Jordan not be pissed off about it. He's still smiling too much for me. I don't like that. But, at least he's out there competing. He's playing hard, and he's showing that he belongs there.
What about Nelson, the cornerback?
Looking very good.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good. Looking quick. Picked up the defense. But I mean, football is football is football. It doesn't change. You just have different names for the same concepts, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
But he was studying some of that Colts tape, apparently.
Mm-hmm. So he looks good. And this is going to be an aggressive type of defense. They're not going to sit back and just let people do whatever they want. They're going to run a lot of zone, but they're going to blitz a lot from those zone formations. So
nice. All right, Barrett. That's good stuff. Good breakdown. You'll be at practice again tomorrow night.
Yes,
so I imagine you'll probably put stuff out on Twitter, Instagram, or no?
I'll try. You know me. Hey, could you remind me?
Yeah, I will.
I'll be there at 5:30. You remind me, all right?
Okay.
Appreciate it, man.
Okay, I will. I'll send you a text.
There you go.
I won't send you an email because I know you won't read that. All right, we appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Stay tuned for Dan Cilio later on today on the National Football Show right here on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel. Have a great weekend.
Are you looking for a place to track your action, purchase picks, and share your sports betting analysis with the gambling community? Check out JAKIB Sports, a social media platform with an unparalleled experience catered for the sports betting community. On the JAKIB Sports app, you can track all your NFL, NBA, and college basketball picks while getting real-time updates and injury reports all in one convenient place. Start building your following today and stand out amongst your friends by downloading the JAKIB Sports app on the Apple and Google Play stores. Let's cash some tickets and put it on